Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Rewind, where tonight we're going to tackle WrestleMania 40, the Raw after Mania, and what many people are referring to as the worst episode of AEW Dynamite. We are your hosts. My name's Kyle Tyson.
And I am the ever late, sometimes showing up, Mike B here, face of Smack Raw, Mute RN.
What's up, my friend? How are you tonight?
Doing good. Yesterday was my daughter's birthday, so her mom planned some random trip out of nowhere. Like, we thought it was going to be like to Kentucky, which is only like an hour away from us, and somehow it turned into a Florida trip. So I've been ripping and running all fucking day. I had to go to Dayton to get my niece that's going with her. It's just been a fucking lot.
All right. God damn. Yeah, you know, it's how it goes sometimes. It's how it goes. It's how my days off honestly feel like. The Mondays and Tuesdays, they just get filled up.
Never feel like a day off, man.
Never feel like days off, man. It's like those are the days you can catch up on work that you need to get done.
I got the weekends off, and I wish it feels the same. Like, by Sunday, it's like, when am I ever going to have a day off? You're like, you don't even want to go to work fucking Monday.
We're going to have a special guest joining us from the Botch Spots and Chair Shots. Bo, Jax, David, I forget what he goes by, man. He's coming on and he's joining us tonight. He's going to talk about all the bullshit with us. He just replied. He said he's going to hop in here within like 5 minutes, so we'll welcome him when he comes in.
Yo, is that Matt?
Matt Ritter? No.
Back in the Raw?
No, it ain't Smacking the Raw. It's he goes by give me 1 second.
No, in the fucking chat, bruh.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like who's joining us, man. Is it Ritter?
No, I never. Yeah, it looks like success.
Yeah, it's fucking Ritter. What's up, man? How are you doing,
up,
man? The thing is,
I heard you. I know who we're talking about. I was like, no, Matt never. He always works with like around where we record, so I never see him in there often. Like, we talk more like in the group chats and stuff than us on shows. We got to fix that. We got to make a guest spot too, sometime to come on Smacking the Raw for sure.
you know, actually, as I was setting up the show today, I was actually thinking to myself, I was like, we should probably reach out to Ritter and see if we can work out a collab sometime down the road. Try to get him on over here, or maybe jump on there. First time RN ever reads the chat. Matt, it's been a while, man. RN's been in the chat now for a minute. Yeah, dude, he's in the chat more often than I am now.
StreamYard's a lot easier to view the chats and having to go back all the fucking things Kyle had before and everything. Like, we had to go to Twitch and Discord, all that shit. Like, now it's right here in my face.
Yeah, man. It's you think Matt Ritter, he's the one who turned me on to StreamYard some time ago too.
Right, let's get it.
Let's do it, man. RN.
I did do a cute couple of shows with them. I did a couple Creation World shows.
That's
I
good.
forgot about that.
I no-showed once and they blacklisted me. Is what happened.
That's why I made sure I did. I literally was like late coming back from lunch and shit. My boss was calling me while we record. I was like, nah, I'm not getting blackballed from this, because Creation World is kind of my deal with the comics and shit and movies and stuff. I was like, I can't get kicked off. I can't get taken off the list, bro.
No, it's always fun. I love those guys over there. Yeah, dude, we're gonna talk Mania and like I said, the Raw after Mania. The RN, such a weird week, man. Everybody is euphoric for pro wrestling except seemingly Tony Khan in AEW.
Hold up.
What's up?
Timestamp this and send this to me.
All right, man. We are 4.5 minutes into our live broadcast. Just try to remember that.
Let me write this down. I got my notepad right here. My little work. 4.5 minutes. Because I want to play this for you. Once you get back in your stand bag,
yep,
I'm going to fucking send this to you. Remember this. All right.
No, I will, man. Hey, listen. Travis blackballed me, not Matt. However, They aren't doing guests anymore, and they are down to 1 day a week. Oh my gosh,
What?
man! Yeah, I thought the Smacking It Raw podcast in Creation World was like one of the most active channels I'd ever seen. Man, they were pumping out shows every like 2 or 3 days.
That shit burns you out. That's why we stopped.
Yeah, very true. Very true. Now we're down to once a week. Hell, sometimes once every 2 weeks.
Right.
All right. Oh,
shit. While we're just shooting the shit, we got the family on the line. Should we tell them about our upcoming trip?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, RN. We're gonna do a pot. Whoop, hey, hold on 1 second. Jaxbo, what's up, man?
What's going on?
Ninja? What's up, my guy?
Let the man in mid sentence. Yeah. Come a special Juneteenth episode. We're gonna have RN live here in my studio. RN and Adam from Mean Bean Jelly Bean.
Neither of the two. Mean Jelly Bean Productions. Let's go.
Fucking shit.
We've been doing this for 4 years.
4 years, prick. Man. You think I'd get it by now? You're gonna come hang out with me at Casa de Tyson, dude. I can't wait to have you.
And I made it a Juneteenth trip so people could know for a fact finally that Kyle is not racist.
Yeah, despite what I try to let everybody know, despite what I try to put out there actively.
The only person that's left out of his whole crew is the black guy, the one. So the Juneteenth episode and me being there, like we finally can put it to bed. Kyle is not racist; he's just racially insensitive.
The debate. Listen, man, I will still make it a point to leave there room for debate while you're here. Okay.
Me and Adam's whole friendship is based off hate, anger, racism, homophobia. Like, there's nothing good about our relationship except for the fact that we are there for each other. Everything else is just us talking shit and giving each other shit the entire time. So,
dude, if you can't be racist or homophobic, what else do you have to talk about?
Exactly. Are you even friends if you're not?
Yeah, if you can't be racist and homophobic around each other, who knows, man? This show. We wonder why no one watches our show, RN.
I don't wonder.
I don't. It's okay.
Wait, like, listen. I got it figured out.
This is minor. If you really want a real heavy dose of racism, you got to tune in to Bot Spots and Chair Shots and listen to Miss Allison, the biggest racist we know over there. Although, Jax, I don't know if you are you aware of that? You aware that Boss Bitch and where all that originates from? Why we call her racist?
No, but I am curious as hell.
All right, you go ahead because you're the one who outed her in her terrible ways.
Well, mainly it was just she gave me a bunch of questions on the trivia that were something that nothing was geared towards anybody of a person of color, especially me. Even though I'm me, and people can you got to give me something.
Mm-hmm. What?
Come on, Kyle, that was for me. Give it to you.
Dude, I tuned you out. I thought you were going to take it for a solid 30. I went off into like fucking space. I'm sorry,
I love Allison too much. Allison made these dope ass edits for my daughter's birthday for me, so I'm gonna let you take it.
Oh, okay, nothing, man. Allison just says she didn't like Hit Row, and she got blocked on Twitter by which one?
Top Dollar.
Yeah, Top Dollar blocked her, and then
I had to message him.
Yeah.
He put it on me. If she said anything else racist, he was blocking everybody.
Yeah, you had to put your black card up, man.
I literally had to pull the race. See, the race card works. It helps sometimes. He wouldn't respond or nothing.
All right, so I'll put my black name on it, okay?
Actually, racism is how me and Allison met anyway. Remember when we all got together and we were trying to form it, we couldn't add her to it? Because she had me blocked for something. I forgot what was it, Allison.
We were like, dude, why can't we get this group chat off the ground? And yeah, you one of you had the other one blocked.
I think it might have been the Hit Row stuff, so it all came kind of full circle, I think.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, dude. What a long friendship we've had. Dude, we are going to talk about like actual like positive things. I promise you. We're going to talk about WrestleMania. Briefly,
the AEW stuff isn't positive.
Yeah, the AEW stuff is really what's centric right now. Most people who are tuning in, they've already got their WrestleMania fill over the weekend, so we're not going to spend too long. We'll just give our general opinions since this is the first show since WrestleMania 40. Raw after Mania, although it was fun, was now that a couple days have passed. I don't know if it's terrible memory. What of note came from Raw after Mania, you guys?
CM Punk attacking, costing Drew again.
Yeah. And then we got the number one contender Fatal 4-Way, which that was all, tied into with Jey Uso.
Right.
Yeah, being
a couple of debuts, Dragunov beating Shinsuke. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Although they were only given like 10 minutes because Cody's opening promo went, I think, like 45 minutes and
Something
had
like
this weird, awkward segment where like The Rock and him wanted to hold each other's belts, which there was some undertones there that was just hilarious to me. And then, of course, The Rock placed a secret item in Cody's hand, and that got a couple people asking questions. But I think at this point it's kind of group consensus. Most people believe it's one of the fucking, what are they called? The thing that Roman Reigns like lay is made out of. It looks like wooden chilies.
Flour?
Yeah,
I don't know, one of the beads, I guess. Flower,
whatever. Yeah, whatever it is. I think that's what most people just assume it is. But anyways, yeah, Raw after Mania was good though. It was not a stinker like previous McMahon years. It was Triple H made a point to make it feel special and different. So there was that. Mania also was the official like kickoff, kind of like how in the Attitude Era, Stone Cold. A lot of people point to Stone Cold's 316 promo at King of the Ring as the kickoff of the Attitude Era, even though it didn't start till about like a year and a half afterwards. It's kind of like what WrestleMania was, is even though Triple H has been at the helm for almost about 2 years, WrestleMania was the official beginning of the Paul Levesque era. And I couldn't be happier. Like to hear that Stephanie McMahon is back. We got Paul Levesque chants at the Hall of Fame. That was pretty cool.
Our Lord and Savior, Triple H.
Yeah, yes, sir. Hold on. Wait, where is that? Where is that? Hold on really quick. I got something for you, RN, there. Let me see. Is this it? Put it out there. Like, we got to make these things happen. And
The thing I like about it is Triple H finally like whipping his dick out.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Yes, sir. Oh, man.
I'm not even gonna say pause or no homo. I'm leaving it just like it is.
Yeah, leave it as
just leaving that out there.
As good as it is, man. Really quick, I just want to touch on, because I haven't had a chance to talk to you, RN, about it, and Jax. I'll ask you questions. The Hall of Fame. Did either of you watch some of it, all of it? Where were y'all in the Hall of Fame?
I just watched Paul's. I didn't watch anything else.
Yeah, I watched Paul.
Yeah, same here. Okay, so 3 for 3. They knew what they were doing having Paul open the Hall of Fame then.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Best promo of all time, right? Not the Hall of Fame speech, but Paul Heyman as like just the guy.
Yeah.
Best promo of all time. Go. Yeah.
Hands down.
Yeah.
Especially when he grabbed the cell phone, he was like, "Oh shit, it's the real one."
Right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's the only one I've heard in a while talk about like you can't cancel me like speeches, and I wasn't like cringing like during the whole speech.
Yeah.
Like anybody else that talks about cancel culture, I fucking cringe. But Paul Heyman, it works beautifully, and it just speaks to the man's talent.
But to me, the thing about Paul, like you're never gonna get canceled. Like the stuff in his head, like he's one of those old boomer motherfuckers that don't really know what the cancel culture is. Like speaking your mind and being 100 is not something they're gonna cancel you over. Like he doesn't say any like crazy racist shit. Like he's not really like super political. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
I think he just ties the word cancel to like the act of being fired.
Right.
Because the man's been
he
hasn't been canceled a bunch of times. He's just been fired a shitload of times.
Like,
yeah.
he's
Fired and sued. Like more than anyone else.
So I just don't think it's like an old dude trying to use slang. I don't think he really gets what cancel means. Because I'm like, I literally had to think back, like, when the fuck was Paul even like? When did anybody even attempt to cancel?
Oh man.
Paul?
During the Hall of Fame speech, the only thing that like, in the back of my head I thought would have been a fun joke is if in that box of stuff, like his outfit, had he pulled out like a check for Tommy Dreamer. It was like, here's all that money. Yeah, that would have been hilarious. Because Tommy Dreamer was there too. Really quick. Okay, you guys. Speaking of canceled, I'm going to attempt to get this show canceled right now. Let's see if it happens, because I'm going to have the balls and I'm going to air the footage, y'all. So here it is, and we're going to talk about it. Everything CM Punk said was correct. If we're still on the air after this, that means we snuck by, but we'll see how it goes. So here's the footage. This is pretty much what has got everything in AEW up in flames if you ain't seen it, and it's narrated by CM Punk.
Came back from his match. I was the next match. I'm sitting there. And I got people with me. I'm not going to say who they are, because I got a lot of friends who work there, and I wish them all well, and I don't want them to be punished because they're friends with me, And I walk up to him, and I'm just like, Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit like on TV, And he's just like, well, if you got a problem about it, do something about it. And I was just like, man, come on, man. I'll fucking kill you. Like, what are we doing? And it just, it's like Chael says, sometimes you just can't let you get close. I thought I was doing a responsible thing. I didn't punch anybody. I just choked somebody a little bit. Samoa Joe was there, told me to stop, and then I quit. I turned to Tony and I said, this place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit. Jack came back from his match.
So essentially, CM Punk narrated it best. Like it was no different. The Bucks tried to air this shit and have it like further their feud with FTR, but it just came across as like gross, and it just makes AEW. I don't know, like the Bucks.
The Bucks didn't want to do it.
Yeah. I'm talking still in aspect of Dynamite. This is probably all being handed down by Tony Khan.
Right.
It feels everything from Edge reacting last week to like we should all be positive about pro wrestling, and then this and the Will Ospreay stuff we'll touch on in a bit feels like super reactionary. But in my opinion, makes AEW look completely insecure and now scared to stand on their own merit, which. For the first time, RN, I know you've been waiting for me to get it out there. I'm pretty fucking like turned off by the product. I don't hate it. I ain't gonna not saying I'm never gonna watch AEW, but I'm not gonna just leading into this week's episode of Wednesday Night Dynamite, I was already being like, dude, I feel like this is gonna be cringy, and now it is. Like, where do you guys stand on this? Love to know.
Go ahead, Jackson.
Jax is muted.
You couldn't have picked a worse time to do it. I guess in Tony Khan's mind, it was, I'm not going to let him go on Hawani's show and talk shit about me. I'll show the footage. I have the balls. Well, no, you don't. It was,
yeah.
You have all these people. And here's what I don't get. Now, I'm going to an AEW show soon. So, I like wrestling in general. But you have all these people, Jerry Lynn, all these great minds in the business behind them. And he couldn't have listened to one of them when they properly said, and I almost could guarantee someone said, this is stupid.
Yeah, man. It does feel like a couple things. For one, just isolating the thing, it makes Tony Khan, especially in retrospect to him coming out saying he was scared for his life and that shit, it makes him look like a complete pussy. It takes one of the pillars, Jack Perry of AEW, makes him look like a fucking asswipe in the whole thing. And then at the end of the day, what did you cause to happen is, even in a kayfabe sense, which is how the video was presented in AEW, it was they were trying to spin it into the Bucks tag team storyline with FTR, and in a kayfabe sense, where they are actively painting themselves as the heel, they made CM Punk the babyface in all of this, and has got the guy cheered at the arena. The footage came out, people are cheering CM Punk, and it seems like if the smart money is that. Now, during the Young Bucks segments, there's going to be a high chance people are going to be fucking cheering CM Punk, who works for a different company, instead of trying to cheer like FTR, which, by the way, they did pretty good damage control. But, at this point, it's fucking just gross, dude.
I guess for me, like my thing is like, and it was crazy, like seeing the stands, like saying, "Oh my God, CM Punk's trash. He threw the first pump, blah blah blah." Like he literally said everything he did in that Hawani. Like we just showed it. Like
it's verbatim, like
verbatim. Like he didn't lie. Like, and they're acting like the stand shit is just way fucking out of line. I've even commented like, of all the things that's going on with this, that's what you took away from it. That CM Punk was a liar. Not that Tony Khan should have never done this shit. Not that he said he's scared for his life and nothing even happened. It was like a 10-second fucking scuffle. Not that it was played on your show about a dude that said another fucking thing. Or not that you were just sucking his fucking dick a couple months ago. Like, because it was all fun and games and they was cool with it when CM Punk was with AEW. But then he goes to WWE and everybody's up in arms about it, like, we're glad he's gone. Like to me, this is just what I've been saying about they are an indie promotion. We need to stop acting like they are on par with WWE. They're not on at this point. I don't even know if they're really on par with Impact in some of these promotions now. Like it's clearly WWE, New Japan, and then everyone else. Like it's not a real thing. Like, and even with FTR, as much as y'all say they're the best tag team in the world, like what the fuck have they done since they left? Like if they had just waited a few more months, their guy who loved them and put them in prominent positions was about to take over. Like they could have just rolled this shit out and got re-signed. Like, what have they done at AEW? What has made them be like I just keep saying it, like, and I don't want to come off as a hater because I love a lot of the guys there. Some of my favorite wrestlers are there. My favorite wrestler right now, Will Ospreay, I've been talking about on this show for fucking a year, but Kyle doesn't watch Japan wrestling, so he didn't know who he was.
Dude, he's the greatest like up and coming wrestler. All right, this kid's gonna go far, I promise you. Although I feel like we'll get into like his segment because it was like just as soon as we were like, okay, fine, we got that footage out there, we can move on. The Will Ospreay has like an impromptu, like what they were like, oh, he's not penciled in to be here, the commentary. Which, by the way, also, Tony Schiavone was like physically embodying how everybody felt watching that stuff. When the camera cut back to Tony, he looked like he wanted to be as far away as he possibly could from that production.
Like did a stitch side by side of him, like on like one of the episodes of Nitro in 2000, and then that episode that night. And it was almost the exact same body language, his exact same expressions, everything. Like,
dude, giving him flashbacks. Dude just had flashbacks.
I literally tweeted that after I shared it. It was like he's getting fucking flashbacks. That's what it is.
I just want Daddy H to buy AEW just so I can see the 30-minute documentary of the rise and fall of it. That might be giving it a little too much time. Just so I could hear Tony Schiavone say, I knew the ship was sinking when I walked through the door.
Oh, man.
Tony Schiavone's there for a paycheck at this point. Him and JR are like, this is so fuck him, he's paying us.
And the thing that kills me is like there are people there that can help him.
Yeah.
Like Chris Jericho.
There's
like
great minds there.
As much as we give Chris Jericho, like he is a great mind for the business. He's a great booker, I think. I think he's a great presence in their locker room. Fucking now you got Edge. I mean, the list just fucking goes on. Even Okada to a certain degree. Like you have people there. Jerry Lynn and all those guys in the back. Like, what the fuck exactly do those motherfuckers do back there? Like,
why
if Tony's
not
doing the booking,
Scott D'Amore yet?
That too. Like I don't like. We need to just. I'm glad that now some of the stand shit is never going away. The stands are standing so fucking hard. Like I've been arguing and calling people out all day on X, but like. We need to just understand that this is not what that we thought it was going to be. It has not grown and progressed like we thought it was because it is a indie promotion ran by a fucking fan. And 9 times out of 10, most indie productions are just some dudes with a little bit of money that love wrestling and want to see their guys wrestle for them. And that's what AEW is to me. I'm sorry, like that's just what the fucking it is. Like it's the number one indie promotion in the world.
See, my positivity with AEW is because I'm a Jacksonville boy.
Yeah.
So during the pandemic, they kept a lot of like security people and like, people that I know, like that do camera work and stuff. They did keep a lot of them at work during the pandemic, but that's as far as like I go just to watch like you said, RN, like just to watch the people that I like. I don't fucking go for watch it for the story.
And how long have I been saying, like, just don't pretend like WWE doesn't even exist. Like, you don't have to bring them up. And like everybody always says, well, WWE did this. Like, no, not. And this just started when Vince was gone, because Triple H is not. He acknowledged that there's other wrestling out there, but like, no one in WWE is like actively going at AEW. Like, even with the Punk shit, like if you watch the interview, he even said, I don't really want to talk about this. I knew you were going to ask me, so fuck it. I'll talk about what I can. Like,
well, that's the best way that's a way to make yourself come across as humble, though.
But also the interview.
Like, I don't really want to talk shit, but since you're asking me, okay.
The interview was 30, 45 minutes in before that was even brought up. They act like that was what the whole interview was. It was like a 2-hour fucking interview.
Because that's what people would. That was the only reason most people were tuning into that shit. Like, no one really wanted CM Punk's thoughts on his WWE run so far, or like how he's feeling about WrestleMania. Everybody wanted the dirt. Coming from AEW, and I mean, to finish it off, like where AEW, I feel like Dynamite failed in 3 spots dramatically. One which we just covered. 2, Will Ospreay coming out in response to I guess a comment that Triple H had made. Vaguely at a press event, saying that he believes that some of the people who didn't sign with WWE were afraid of the grind, and Will Ospreay's response is Triple H is fucking Stephanie, like, which is the common response. The problem is you're coming off, like, you're going through a time where Triple H is at his most popular, like, with the fans. The guy is literally WWE's savior from Vince McMahon right now. That's who they are heralding as saved WWE, and is making it enjoyable to watch again. And B, that comment was so minor that, like, we've already had so many things like made us forget about it. To be honest, had Ospreay not said anything, I wouldn't even have fucking thought about it. Yeah, like,
20
exactly.
years gone. Like, and not to mention, he's been with the company longer than fucking Stephanie has. She's quit 2 or 3 fucking times or got fired. Like, so at this point, it's like,
yeah. So it made Ospreay, like, honestly, if you're a casual and you don't pay attention to Twitter all the time, fucking people are like, dude, who the hell is he talking shit about? Like, who's he gonna get in a feud with? They don't even know. So there was that aspect, and then honestly, just everything with Chris Jericho, like the whole Jericho shit is just fucking. The dude is abysmal. He's killed all the momentum with Hook, but that's just a creative gripe I have. The only shot at WWE that worked, and I put this in the group chat earlier, was by FTR, because they made a lighthearted joke saying they're happy to be in AEW because if it wasn't for the Bucks, then Dax might still be shaving Cash Wheeler's back. They had a little chuckle, and then they kept moving on, and that worked because it wasn't too serious. It also referenced the time before Triple H, and then it was to help their promo. It wasn't fucking gross like everything else. But
my thing is too, the grind part, that is literally why people are hesitant to sign with WWE. That's not like talking shit about it. That's just a fact. Like, people don't want that schedule. They don't want to be on the road 300 days. Like, that's literally one of the people's biggest gripes about being with the WWE is the grind and how much you're away from home and your family. And that's why they signed with AEW, because they only wrestled 3 times a fucking year. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it wasn't like he's like calling anybody out per se, but I mean, like, that's literally what everyone's reason is 9 times out of 10 why they don't want to sign with WWE. Like, that's just a fact. It's always been like that for years.
I mean, Scott Hall. I mean, look, we've been doing that. People have been arguing the grind of WWE for years. I mean, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash,
right?
They're prime examples. They were like, "Wait, you're going to pay me X amount to work less days?" All right.
Vince even told him to leave. He said, "Take that shit. Y'all dumb if you don't take it."
Yeah, like, I can understand the Adam Copelands. I can understand the Jerichos. I can understand the Bryan Danielsons. Take the more money, the less work. You've put in Jericho and Copeland have put in their whole lives working that grind. Those talent, all right, cool. Take the big money and work less. Rest your body up. this younger talent, if you want to be seen, you're going to WWE. Like,
Yeah,
No, I mean, I totally agree, and even to a certain extent, I agree with that with Ospreay, because like Ospreay's been literally going since before he was fucking 20. You know what I'm saying? So like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But like at the end of the day, like you're never gonna be looked at serious unless you have a run with the E. And people can argue with that. You can say that's bullshit. You can really, I mean, go argue with your mama. But like everyone knows, unless you get that significant WWE run in your WrestleMania moment, you are not looked at as a top tier superstar in this era, because WWE's been the only show for so long. And like I said, as long as fucking they're making entrance videos on like iPhone editor and shit for you, like when you come out, like until they fix some of that shit that they're doing, like it's always going to be that way. Like look at Mercedes Moné, like that was a mistake. If anybody doesn't think that her being there is a mistake, like I don't know what else. Like I don't know what you're watching exactly. Like I just don't. Like,
well, I mean, I don't think it's a mistake. I think she's gonna be there for a brief stop. I mean, now, like with all of this stuff being said, objectively, like, is AEW a horrible product? Like, no. To be fair, this year with the exception of this week, AEW's actually had built up itself pretty good momentum.
Yeah.
They seem to be suffering. It's just for every like couple steps forward they're making, they do take a pretty big step back. And this one was just one that was like, it was pretty cringy, man. It would be like if somebody else, caught you watching AEW like during that promo and they're like, why is this cool? Like, why are you into this? It'd be kind of hard to defend. You'd be like, look, this is what it is.
The same problem they always have, because they don't have a real wrestling mind working it.
Yeah.
Like you said, they've been building up momentum, bringing back their core of fans, even bringing over some people that didn't like them, like including myself. Mm-hmm. Like how many times have I been praising AEW this last year with the tournament and stuff and everything and their signings and everything? Like, I finally was getting on board, and then they do this, and it's like they do with all their hot acts. Their acts get hot, and then they do something to cool them off. Then they try and fix the ship and come back and give them the belt a year later. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and now they just did it to themselves, to the entire company. They just did that too. So
yeah,
they're an indie promotion. Like, from this week proving to me, they're literally just a high value, top quality indie promotion. They are not on the world stage to me. I'm sorry, they're not.
I mean, they do have their strengths. They do provide, like, week in and week out, some of the best wrestling that you can watch.
It is wrestling. And I'll stand on that.
Yeah. Now, granted, if here, take it from me, like you've constantly called me like the biggest AEW mark. Even like I'll admit, like I want some story to chew on. So like speaking from like my perspective, the guy who is constantly making excuses for AEW's shortcoming or refusing to see a lot of the glaring issues that other people point out. Like, what would I have changed about Dynamite? I wouldn't have shown the Punk footage. That never would have been brought up on Rampage. We just never would have acknowledged it. We would have moved on because we recognize that, hey, look, the WWE, they're our biggest competition, but let's just admit they're having a good run right now. They're objectively very popular with the fan base. Let's go ahead and use that as motivation to highlight our strengths. And what is AEW's biggest strength right now? In my opinion, it's that feud between Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland is easily AEW's biggest and hottest star at the moment, that they should be doing their best to both creatively and coming up short with the words here, but push and present, like put all your best efforts into presenting Swerve and making him the biggest star and make him the top attraction while you're building up the other hot up-and-comers. You have right now Will Ospreay, who just took AEW's fan base by storm. He came in and everybody is instantly top-notch fans of his. You have other things like Bryan Danielson. This is his advertised last full-time run in his entire wrestling career. The man is going out saying that he's going to go out in a blaze of glory, essentially. These are really big things that pro wrestling fans genuinely would be and are excited to see, but we're not highlighting them on our biggest show of the week instead, so we can focus on the things that essentially hurt Tony Khan's feelings. And that's where it's frustrating as the AEW fan, is because it's like you have a layup right here.
You want to know the kicker about all those things you just mentioned? Those are all WWE guys that were let go too soon, shit over, not given time to shine, not looked at as top guys.
Will Ospreay's in there.
Let me get there. That's
okay.
Someone, a free agent that they didn't get to sign that chose you over them, right? Daniel Bryan, who they didn't want to let wrestle, didn't want to wrestle anymore. You got him to come to you and be an integral part of your promotion. Swerve, another guy Vince did not see anything in and cut before he even got a chance to get going. And it's Samoa Joe that they tried to make a fucking commentator, had him in a fucking poncho at WrestleMania instead of wrestling. You got all of those guys to set up, like you said, to make this summer fucking amazing. And that is the ultimate fuck you to WWE. That look what I did with these guys that you didn't want or couldn't get. You don't even have to bring them up. People know automatically. Look what we did with them that you couldn't do. But instead, you want to play this footage and shit, go back and forth about a nigga that ain't even wrestling, that only wrestled one match since
he's on the injured reserve right now. CM Punk could turn out to be a flop. Right now he's hot. But dude, the jury's still out on him as far as like in between the bells. We still don't know what that's going to look like in WWE. And that's what we're letting get in the headspace of AEW, I think that really does just put perfectly what I've been personally like going through since yesterday. Like it's a bummer, man. It's a bummer because I really love AEW. Like I genuinely do love that fucking show. And last night I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. This is what it comes out to, man. That's the shit right there.
I feel you. Like literally all my favorite wrestlers are there.
Yeah.
Literally all my favorite, even though I prefer WWE, but literally all my favorite fucking wrestlers right now are in AEW, but I don't get to watch them.
All right, Jax. Sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
Jax just let us have like that last 15 minutes, man.
Oh.
Fucking hell, man. You said you're going to a new show coming up?
I'm going to the show the Wednesday after Dynasty. I'm doing the Jacksonville week.
That should be pretty dope.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing the 24th, and I'll be at the Collision on the 27th that same week. They're doing both from Jacksonville.
Speaking of Dynasty, I completely forgot. We're less than 2 weeks away. It's a week from this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a week from Sunday.
A week from Sunday. All right. Let's take a look at that card really quick. Off the top of my head, it's a lot of, or at least there's a couple 6-man tags on there.
There's only one match that really matters.
Right.
Which one's that?
Ospreay.
I think it's
Swerve and Joe.
Swerve and Joe to me is what's got my eye the most.
Yeah.
Ospreay and Danielson's, I don't know how their styles are going to clash because Danielson is very ground. Ospreay is very.
They actually
watch some Danielson matches. I'm telling you,
just watch it. Just watch it.
I'm telling you, like people really don't understand how dope Ospreay is and how many different styles are in Japan that he's worked with and had fire fucking matches with, bro. I'm telling you.
CRN, you underestimate me because I have been following Mr. Ospreay for a long time. One of my favorite matches that he had, and people are sleeping on this kid, is Nick Wayne.
Yes.
For real?
Yes.
Ospreay and Nick Wayne went out and had a 5-star banger. Ready for this? In GCW.
Yeah.
I have a really weird I don't know watching like children wrestle feels kind of fucking weird to me. I have a hard time like fully investing myself in it when I know that kid was what? He was what? How old was he at the time? Like 17?
He was 17 at the time,
Yeah.
but he started wrestling at 16.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's hard because for once again, like I like my guys to be grizzled. Like my favorite wrestlers' age is typically like that late 20s to late 30s because by then they have like a career, which you have like stories that you can get invested in. Like they have like they have a fucking legacy that goes into those matches with them.
I'm like I said, I'm not worried about that because of just go watch Ospreay versus fucking Zack Sabre Jr. or Sonata or
Go watch Ospreay versus. And come to think of it, you're correct. I should go in it with an open mind. Go watch Ospreay and Josh Alexander.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Fuck.
that. I mean, that is the closest. I think that you're right. I was trying to think like a comp to Daniel Bryan.
That's probably going to be the
That's
closest.
probably the closest one you'll get, and that they tore the fucking house down. Like I said, I cannot remember the last time I watched a bad Ospreay match, and his style because he can do so many different styles. Starting off like the flippy shit, he does do that sometimes if he has to when he's bursting it, but sometimes he just hit your ass with straight fucking power. Like,
You want to watch a really cool Will Ospreay match? Watch Will Ospreay and King Ricochet.
yeah,
For New Japan, where
that's when I fell in love with him.
Snapped.
Yes.
And they still went on and did the most high flying flip shit with 2 ropes. Like, it's
I
crazy.
think I've heard about that match.
Yeah, the top rope breaks at the beginning, so they just lay it on the ground. Ospreay stands on the mat, like on the ropes, and just goes, "All right," and pulls out like a fucking like this spinning flip shit thingy.
Did you see the tail of the tape they did in the video package for Danielson and Ospreay? I thought it was a pretty clever breakdown because they treated it like combat sports. They talked about Danielson's age and Ospreay has him like on power and speed. So for Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson to have a chance, he needs to like ground him. But they talked about it like they broke it down like you would hear like an MMA fight like broken down. And I thought that was really cool because it's kind of like how Danielson is presented anyways.
Right.
Is like that shoot fight and so I thought that was pretty clever. I liked that. And then, like I said, Ospreay came out immediately afterwards and then fucking took a turd right in front of Renee Young.
Even she looked ashamed to be there last night.
Yeah. It was like, dude, this ain't the best.
I
Although,
guess my thing with the Joe and Swerve match, like I want to have confidence in Tony's booking, but like this week is like made me like go back to how I've always felt. Like I don't think he knows how to represent, how to put people of color in positions to shine. Like I don't know if he never capitalizes when his people are hot. Like I've been saying that Swerve isn't winning the fucking belt till Wembley. 9 months after he really was at his hottest. Like that's always been my take, and I'm sticking to it until if something proves me different. Like as a black guy, why's he got to come out with a chain and shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and really, he's not a thug like he acts like he is. Like that's just because they don't have any other way to present it, and that's what Swerve. That's what comes to people's mind about how he is and how he looks.
so I see the chain as like a souvenir, like he took from Hangman. Like
No,
that's
I get that too.
That
but like the
so not
optics
like
of
so
it.
much like the style, but like that's
But I'm
that's
saying
his trophy.
Yeah, but the optics of it. A black dude with gold teeth and a baklava that had you scared and shook. To watch
Did
him
man
come
it made
into
me
the
really
fucking
uncomfortable
ring.
seeing those baklavas, man. I ain't
That's
gonna
what
lie.
I'm saying. Coming to the ring with a fucking chain and shit. And his crackhead uncle behind him dancing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
You know who Swerve reminds me of?
Who?
Is Juicy J from 3-6 Mafia.
yes.
Juicy
Alright,
J
so you
looked
love-
like the biggest gangster you'd ever see, but if you actually paid attention to his clothing, it was like Metallica and like
Yes, some
Led Zeppelin
weird shit that
shirts
you
and
wouldn't even think
Like
of.
it was very weird. Like he was the exact opposite that you would think, and that's how Swerve is.
Yeah.
I actually just saw them at Bonnaroo last year, and they had Jelly Roll come out saying it's hard out here for a pimp.
Oh,
Yeah. Now like
fuck you.
I don't I like I said it could be my ignorance and stuff, but to be fair, Swerve's style I haven't personally put him in a box with anybody. Like I haven't found nobody comes to mind like to compare him to. You know,
But
and that's just
also
because
too you opening up your mind because you did have, like you said, you didn't know how to take him at first.
Yeah.
But then when you actually like took a step back, looked at it, saw the match production, saw how he moves the crowd, that flipped you. You know what I'm saying? But that optic is still there. Like they wanted that. And I
The little
agree.
Nana dance disarmed me. That's what it was.
That's what I
It
said.
lured me in. It lured me in.
That dancing, bro, gets everything.
I love Prince. I've been watching Prince Nana since Ring of Honor.
Prince Nana, excuse me, not Lil Nana. Oh man, no, Swerve's awesome, man. He's awesome. I mean, I hope that he's not making like black culture like ashamed or anything like that. I hope that it's not like a misrepresentation like how you claim Booker T is and shit.
Yeah.
I hope it's not like that.
Booker T's fucking Steven off of Django. Like, but that's another day.
But yeah, no, like that's my favorite shit going in right now, and AEW should be putting their all their eggs in that basket with Swerve and everything. They did try to capitalize on the Cody stuff, like putting Dustin in the main event to try to beat Samoa Joe, and then they made him look stupid as shit. Like he was about to get himself DQ'd in front of a ref with the belt. Just AEW, they had a bad day at the office on Wednesday. They had a bad day at the office.
Somebody put when you ordered Cody and Roman off Wish, and I can't unsee it.
Now, did they have a bad day at the office, or did they just follow up one of the biggest shows at anything AEW could have done, even if they wouldn't have shown the footage? Would it still lived up to what we did this weekend?
No, it's not that. It's like there were so many things in the show that actively turned me off. I will be the first person to defend Dynamite.
And he's a stand, bro.
Yeah,
like, so
but
that's why it's important. I want him to say it out loud.
Yeah, no, but I can really run down like everything on that show that I was like, dude, this is not what I want to watch. And it felt like segment after segment after segment, AEW presented me. And like I said, I'm the first person that'll wave the AEW flag. Where I was like, all right, like fucking let's change a little bit. I did like Shibata using the Translate app to fucking talk to Renee Paquette. I thought that was pretty nice. But no, it was off. Oh, this is what I wanted to bring up. You see, I'm terrible like on the spot with names. Willow's manager.
Stokely Hackaway.
Stokely had the yeah. I thought, did they call him something else, or is that what he was? Is he back to Stokely? I don't know, but I know Stokely. Yeah.
I know he's I don't know what they're calling him now.
Right, I thought it was like Malcolm or some shit. I don't fucking know, but I don't know.
Did you so the after Adam Copeland's opening match against Penta El Zero, you can tell for one it was kind of weird that Copeland's getting his shit kicked in and fucking Willow's the one who came in and saved him from Brody King. And
I love when Willow's on my TV.
For real, she's hit and miss with me, man. I was peak Willow fan when she was going up against Jade Cargill, and I was like, that's the girl that should dethrone Jade, right? But they went in a different direction. But after that match, when they went back and did the interview backstage, you can tell that they were all just riffing. Like I don't think any of that was scripted, and it came off so weird because at one point Willow was trying to present Edge with like the idea like, okay, how about you and me, we'll team up to face House of Black. But before she could get that out of her mouth, Adam's like, hey, I got an idea. You helped me. Let's next week you and I team up, and just repeats the same thing that she said. And Stokely intervened and was like, yeah, next week Willow versus Adam Copeland. She's gonna beat your ass for that TBS title or TNT title. Dude, that fucking cracked me up. Stokely trying to get Willow in a match with Edge.
Like even that still throws me off. Like him managing her and the alien bitch, like
Statlander, yeah.
Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like weird shit like that. Like I don't get, but
what's y'all's temperature on Statlander nowadays? It's pretty cold, right?
Yeah.
I like the alien gimmick more than I like whatever the hell she's doing now.
Some people, a lot of wrestlers, they come back from injury and they come back with like all this hype. And I feel like when Statlander came back, like the AEW fans had just like moved on. Like they just didn't really, what it was how her return was. Because people were really hype on Jade, and then for Statlander to come in and essentially do like a Money in the Bank style cash in to beat Jade Cargill, I think that just was a poor creative decision, and
it goes back to the same
they
thing.
never got the hype for her.
They underestimated Jade's power and like how the fans loved her, and I think that's what hurt Statlander. Like you said, like she's been cleaning house on bitches for 2 years, and then this bitch comes back from injury first night after she already had a match too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they overthought that, like they always do, and I think it cost them. And I think it cost them Jade, and I think it cost them whatever momentum they probably could have did with Statlander too.
Do you think Tony Khan has a hard time figuring out who fans are really excited to see?
Yes.
Do you think he's? Yeah, go ahead.
I think he's like Vince. Like Vince was like that on certain people and stuff. Like last minute things, he switched to somebody like with Daniel Bryan and them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was always too late. At least the E had enough. They were big enough behind him to catch it even when it was small and build it back up and make it a thing. Like even with Kofi Mania and shit. But like that's what I was talking about. Like he cooled off the Acclaim. At one point, the Acclaimed were the biggest tag team in the fucking world.
Dude, they had fucking pink foam scissors and custom trios belts.
Yeah, trios belts, not tag team belts.
Yeah, but I mean, it is fair to say that as a tag team, that was when they were peaking, and then they slid down a little bit in their trios with Billy Gunn, but still retained a lot of their popularity. And now,
yes, with the fans, but what did they really do in the ring that progressed them further to make them one of the top teams on the show?
Oh, nothing. They just made them come out and do like the same song and dance, and was hoping that was going to retain.
What happened with Thunder Rosa?
Yeah, dude, she's fighting for the title this at Dynasty.
Second thought, but I'm talking about like her
could
first.
Fucking care less too, man.
The Britt Baker stuff after that, they dropped the ball on that. Adam Page.
Yeah, no, it is. So yeah, well,
that's always been my argument with them. They're always a day late and a dollar short. Like even with Swerve, like
it does feel like they have a hard time capitalizing. Like I mean, and we said it forever. Like, as all their major signings, that came in with excitement, they'd get a couple week push, and then they would just kind of like fall in line and just be like everybody else, and all of a sudden nobody felt special. That's actually why my argument, like when people talk about how can they get their ratings up, is they've essentially. It feels like a game of Uno. It's like they've already played all the wild draw fours in the deck. It's like, dude, you can't play anymore. Like, you cannot play those anymore. Look
at Jay White. Jay White, he was the hottest free agent. Everyone was waiting on him to become a free agent. And look at that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's same song and dance every time, bro. Like it all sounds good. Like even with the Ospreay, I love how they're doing Ospreay. Like this is how you should introduce someone that is one of the biggest free agent signings, but I don't have faith that they're going to capitalize on it. Like, I just don't. Like you said, they're already slipping up. Like, what would this shit Wednesday? Like, they're already starting them tripping.
So, Jax, let me ask you, man, what would you do in AEW to steer the ship and get it going in the right direction? If you can make like one change, what do you think it would be?
I'd give up creative control. If I was Tony Khan, to the people I know in the back that have been in the business longer. Like, I would surround myself with the best minds in the business, but I wouldn't. I'd book smaller arenas.
Yeah.
I
start booking like the Full Sales and shit.
Yeah, capitalize like you were saying. I mean. We could look at a lot of people like Cesaro. He came in on a fucking high horse.
He was just coming off of the feud with Roman Reigns. And everybody was like, oh, he's finally getting his due. Yeah, and people were excited for him.
The only person I don't think Tony messed up completely was Sting, but I think Sting had a lot of say in what he was doing.
Facts.
Yeah, Sting. Moxley's been handled pretty consistently. I think he's been fine. You can't really ask.
So I don't
too
count
much
that
more.
first round of guys because they didn't have a choice. Those were all the guys they had.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like Jericho, Mox, Kenny, like those first round of guys, Cody, Brody, like those were all the guys they had. Because remember at that time, that was right after NXT swooped up all the indie guys. So they only had the ex-WWE guys who careers were established and you couldn't fuck around with them with some of the shit they're getting away with now. And that's just my thing. Like everybody's always like, oh, I can't wait for them to go at AEW. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. When is that going to happen? Keith Lee.
Keith Lee's probably the one that hurts. I'm not going to lie, the most.
Cesaro too. Like we just knew this. So Cesaro was going to be a world champ in AEW. You know what I'm saying? Like
he was Ring of Honor champion.
Stop.
He was Ring of Honor champ.
What's wrong with Ring of Honor?
Come on, man.
It's not a thing.
It is developmental. At the end of the day, it's AEW's developmental. You made Jax walk off. Thanks, dude.
No, it's like I said, I hate that this turned into like a shit on AEW thing, but it's just like
there it is.
It's not a thing.
No, it's not a thing. Still not a thing. I love Ring of Honor.
Shout out to the new belts, though. By the way,
oh yeah,
they have new titles.
Belts. They always have fire belts.
They have new 6-man belts.
Okay, I heard that the championship match between Mark Briscoe and Eddie Kingston was a banger. They had who was it that had that really excited? Was it you?
It was me, dude.
It was you.
It
Okay.
trumped my week. Like that match trumped the weekend for me.
Oh, you said that was your match of the week, I think.
Yeah, that was my match of the week. Like Cody Roman was amazing. It was phenomenal, but the emotion and the anniversary date of everything, how that match was put together. I don't think Tony has a lot of hands on Ring of Honor. Like I think other people are working the Ring of Honor because they actually have pretty, like if you go back and watch it, they have pretty good stories going on right now.
Yes.
One of the things that I've heard the most is like consistent praise has been Athena in Ring of Honor. Like everyone's like, "Oh man, look, she's great. Like the greatest thing." It's like fucking great. I never get to see her, but happy that
that's
they're
my
doing
thing.
something.
If they put her on fucking Dynamite or anything, it wouldn't be this. It wouldn't be with the run that she's having.
Athena's doing what every Ring of Honor champion and Ring of Honor talent should do. She's staying on Ring of Honor.
Right.
She's not going, well, I'll go here and I'll show up here and I'll defend my belt on Rampage. Fuck no. She is diehard staying at Ring of Honor.
And they always left a bad taste in my mouth how they did fucking Gresham, who carried that company for 2 years.
God, dude, that was bull opening match, and you let him lose to the Swing.
Yeah, after that I was pretty much done with Ring of Honor. I mean, because like I don't even want to pull the race card because he pulled it, but I'm just gonna say like the blatant disrespect to that man for what he meant to that company.
I paid for the show. Like, I paid my hard-earned money. Watched that match. As soon as it was over, turned the bitch off. I didn't watch the rest of it.
Same.
Like, I was pissed. I knew what, like, I watched Gresham put his heart and soul into the Pure Division to bring it back. And I watched him put his heart and soul into that Ring of Honor world title to keep it prestigious while the pandemic was going.
Yes.
And as soon as
single-handedly keep the company alive. He defended that belt literally around the world. Like that's not just like a fucking figure of speech. He literally defended in Mexico, Japan, Canada, fucking bumfuck Egypt, Florida. Like he literally defended that fucking belt.
If he was in an event,
everywhere.
He had that fucking belt. Like he carried that motherfucker everywhere. And the second you buy it, the first show you have, or the second show you have, and you got Cesaro now, or Claudio, whatever you want to call him. I wish he'd grow his hair back out because his long hair was pretty dope.
Do you think Claudio can grow hair anymore?
I don't think.
I don't know if he can.
I don't think so, man. I
was
don't.
going bald
He
back
doesn't.
in
He
the
doesn't
days
strike
of
me as it was. Yeah, I've seen footage of him with hair back in the day. And he doesn't seem like he has a choice. It's like me too. If you look at footage of me when I was like 25, it's like it's not a surprise that it's gone by this
Same.
point. You know.
But yeah, it's I've been done with kind of Ring of Honor since then. Like they got nothing from me. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I haven't. I ran out of hours to watch wrestling. It's at this point I wouldn't know what I'd have to give up to watch Ring of Honor. It's the same argument with Rampage and Collision, man. It's I'm out of hours. Which actually let's kind of poll this. How many weekly hours do you all watch wrestling? Off the top of my head, I am watching let me see here. 3, 5, 7 hours. Because I watched the big three. Dynamite, Raw, and SmackDown. What about you guys?
I watch all WWE. I watch
So NXT as well?
and I've been watching SmackDown because it comes on Thursdays right before we start recording, so I get most of it in.
What, last week's?
Yeah.
Oh wow, you get caught up like okay,
Yeah.
okay.
And then I watch a lot of New Japan. Like I've been watching New Japan Cup and stuff, and like I watch like their random pay-per-views they have. So I'm at what's that? 5, 7, 9, 11. I'd say about 15 to 20 hours of wrestling a week.
God damn. All right.
But I also work from home. So like I have
Yeah,
sometimes
so-
there's shit in the background like that I watched, but like did I really watch it? Like if you
Okay.
ask me about it, I can tell you who won, like, but I couldn't tell you what was really going on. But that's
got
basically
you.
where mine is, yeah.
Okay. What about you, man?
I watch Raw, NXT, Dynamite, SmackDown, Impact, and Collision. I don't care about Rampage. And
I throw Impact in there sometimes too, yeah.
And then like I'm just like RN. I'm a home person, so I've got it always. I've always got something. Like right now, as we're talking, I got Joey Janela's Spring Break going on.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like one of the things I like doing this show with RN, who obviously watches like a lot more wrestling than I do, is I get like the best suggestions. So I think like tonight, probably after we hang it up, probably gonna go ahead and turn on that. I'm gonna go find a website and watch Mark Briscoe and
God, it's...
yeah.
I'll probably
him
watch
and
that
Kingston.
tomorrow too, actually.
You guys, before we do, let's run down before we bounce. Let's run down the Dynasty card as we've got it so far. We're a week out, but it wouldn't hurt to take a look, see what we got lined up. We first got the 6-man tag, Adam Copeland, Eddie Kingston, Mark Briscoe taking on the House of Black. I'm excited for this if the end result is we can get Malachi Black finally going after Copeland. Do you think that's the story we're setting up, where Malachi might already be the guy lined up to dethrone Edge here, or where are you guys at with all of that?
I mean, that's the smart thing to do, but I mean, this week proved that that's not always what they do. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I want to see the House of Black destroy everything. Like Brody
Facts.
King should be unbeaten.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Copeland, Kingston, and Briscoe all beat up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could protect the guys in the fact that they're constantly getting their shit kicked in. Either they're doing it themselves or, and just have them go in injured at the pay-per-view. But it's weird. Oftentimes we cheer for, like, we want, like, the big babyface victory. But in this time, it's like we kind of need the heels here. Like, we need some strong heels.
I
in
want House of
AEW.
Black to go back to WWE, all of them, and be Seth's disciples.
That's a thought. That's
And they're called House of Black. And what was his name?
Tyler
What's Seth's
Black.
name?
Dude, nobody in WWE is gonna know about Tyler Black, though.
I'm just saying.
It's like if Ciampa started going by Tommy End again. Like, there's nobody gonna fucking understand that.
I mean, Malachi did debut in his original debut under WWE. He was Tommy End.
Oh wait, yeah, I'm getting Malachi mixed up with
Yeah.
what was Ciampa's name? It was Ciampa.
It was Malcolm Ciampa.
Oh, okay. So never mind. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah, no, Tommy End was Malachi Black. On the Indies.
Well, wasn't that just in NXT UK? Isn't that the only time he had the Tyler Black? I could be misremembering this altogether, but I thought that was like NXT UK.
When Malachi was on the Indies, he was Tommy End.
Tommy End, yeah.
And when he came over, they originally he debuted at the first NXT UK tournament. They let him keep Tommy End.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I am remembering this correctly. Okay.
Yeah, when they moved him over to the black and gold, like the black and gold, that's when they changed it to Aleister Black. And
right.
So now that we've had time with both names, Aleister or Malachi, which one y'all prefer?
Malachi.
Malachi.
Me too. I didn't like it at first.
Darker.
Yeah.
Adam's son's name is Aleister, actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Will Ospreay versus Bryan Danielson. On paper, this should be like a fucking 7-star match, right?
Yeah.
On paper.
Even if it's not, they're going to give it a 5-star, but it's going to be a 5-star fucking match. Like I'm calling it right now. It's my match of the week.
Dude, and that's a hard one to argue. To be completely honest, like that's just you got two work rate guys, both with enough sway in the company to say, hey, I want to go out there and do my thing. Us as fans, all we can do is sit back, enjoy, and just pray that both of these guys can walk backstage after the match under their own willpower.
You know how I stand for Cody? I stand for Will Ospreay. Like I just know this is going to be a fucking banger. I know that they're going to give time. I know that they're going to get. My thing is, I just hope Danielson doesn't hurt himself trying to keep up. Like, and I'm not saying that to be like a dick. Like, we know what he does to himself and gives himself in the ring. His last 2 or 3 banger matches, he got fucked up bad. Then he broke his eye in the one.
Yeah.
Broke his wrist.
He broke his arm. Yeah, no, fucking Okada, dude. Okada goddamn injured Danielson in back-to-back matches.
That was both of them.
Yeah, he fucked him up both times.
So that's my only thing is like I hope he doesn't get hurt trying to keep up, like and show that he's still the guy. Because I don't think you need to do that. Like Jack said, like do your style. Like Will be able to play off of it. Like he really will. Like it's not gonna be this weird thing that everybody's thinking it's gonna be. Like this is gonna be a fucking banger.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty dope. Then we got the Continental Championship. There's a fucking belt that I swear to God I'll never remember. Okada, who's, I'm going to come out and say it, already kind of losing some of his shine. Fucking taking on Pac, who also, both these guys should feel fucking huge right now, but AEW is not presenting them in the proper light.
Nope.
Either way,
this is gonna be a banger too. This is gonna be like Ospreay versus Okada, kind of like that, because like, strong dude, but can high fly and everything. Like this is gonna be a fucking banger too, for sure.
What do you think?
You give this belt to Pac, and you let the bastard do exactly what he did with that that international 295 UK belt they have, and you let them take that Continental Breakfast Championship and tour around the world. Just let them go everywhere and anywhere with that belt.
Just represent the brand.
Yeah, so my thing, like I don't watch it, like I kind of lost it. So like the other 2 belts, like are they not a part of it anymore? Like I thought that was a whole part of it.
No.
I don't know if them and New Japan have the best relationship right now. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was. I predicted it once Kingston won it. I said this was Kingston's downfall. And he is consistent. He lost the Continental. Now he's lost the Ring of Honor. He's going to eventually lose the New Japan Strong.
Mm-hmm.
Probably at Windy City Riot. But originally, not me, someone I know looked up the rules, and it's the Continental Belt is supposed to be 2 belts that make the Continental Belt. So I guess now it's just its standalone own thing.
Dude, AEW didn't know what they were doing when they made it. It should have just been a trophy. It should have been a trophy. You're this year's tournament winner. Congratulations. Go put it in your trophy case. We'll attach it to your nameplate every time you come out.
I didn't mind the belt thing if they were going to do like a J Cup tournament thing. You know what I'm saying? Where he's got all the belts.
And I think that's what it originally started as.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Okada, and then they fought, and he was like, "Where the fuck's the other 2 belts at?"
Yeah, no, I think when they signed Okada, they were like, okay, we got to put a belt on Okada immediately. Like, this guy has to walk around with some gold. Let's look at our current champions. Oh yeah, Kingston. Okay, just go give your belt to him. Yeah, I feel like it's fair to say, like, all of these matches, we're going to sound like, like a broken record because they all do look like they're badass up front. The AEW World Tag Team Championships, Young Bucks taking on FTR. Which, by the way, can someone fill me in? Okay? So we have the Young Bucks. This is the tournament, right? From whenever Darby Allin relinquished the belts, or are they just getting a title shot while a tournament plays behind them for number 1 contender? Like, I'm confused because we did the Young Bucks and FTR announced their match, but then afterwards there was a tag match that they said was like a semifinal tag match or something, and that's I wish I'd been paying more attention, but I remember that throwing me off. Like, wait, what the fuck? There's still a tournament going on. I'm so confused.
I'm confused, just as confused as you are.
Yeah, hold on one second. AEW Tag Tournament Bracket. What's going on here? This was, oh shit! All of this stuff is from last. No, is it from this year? March. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah, no, it's 10 teams concluding at the. No, okay, so it's, I guess. What the hell did I watch then? I must have misheard them. Yeah, because this is just the conclusion of the tournament. Yeah, it's down to FTR and them. I must have just misheard something.
I missed the whole tournament then.
Me too.
Yeah, because it was Young Bucks, Private Party, Undisputed Kingdom, and a wild card, Best Friends, and the Don Callis family.
Artillery or whatever the fuck they're in. Didn't they beat
Infantry?
Somebody? Infantry, yeah.
Beat House of Black, FTR, Top Flight, Ricky Starks, Big Bill. Yeah, I don't know. I must have misheard something. I'll have to go back and watch. No, actually, you know what? I'm not going back and watching Dynamite. Fuck that. I'd rather not ever see this week's show again. But essentially, I guess the real question is, boys, again, FDR managed to get themselves cheered over the CM Punk chants that are going to happen during this match.
I mean, I love the Bucks, but I don't really care for FTR. But like, I mean, we've seen this so many fucking times. Like, this is like one of the matches I'm least looking forward to seeing. You know how much I love the Bucks.
Given what took place on Wednesday, I know this is kind of like a bad comparison, but it's the only one that comes to mind. This is one where, like, the Bucks as heels, I feel like they should not win. Like, they should not win this after everything that their characters presented. It's up there. It feels kind of like when Triple H was facing off against Booker T, and he was doing the whole racist gimmick. And they were like, this is gross, but at least the babyface in this can win, you know, right. And we'll all feel like somewhat happy.
Right.
Like, I really feel like this is kind of like that feeling. Like, FTR better win this because it's just going to feel even more gross if the Bucks win.
And it just sucked because people were finally starting to get behind the Bucks. Like, it took them being what everyone calls them in real life. Like, oh, they're just shills for themselves. They're the EVPs. They want to win. It took them actually being that people heels. To see the Bucks are fucking geniuses.
Their second or third heel run too, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're better at heels to me anyway, but like seeing people finally get behind them because, like I said, you know how much I love them, and then all this shit. So it's like, whatever.
I don't know. Jax, you said this was your match of the night over here, the TBS Championship match, Julia Hart and Willow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Love me some Willow Nightingale.
I'm actually looking forward to this match too, because
Willow wins.
I think Willow wins for sure.
Oh, easily, because they're setting
It has to set up
her and Mercedes.
Right.
Yeah, which, by the way, they're taking way too fucking long to get Mercedes in the ring, by the way. That's why also, like, she probably didn't make a mistake, RN. She didn't make a mistake, man. She's getting to hang out and do, like, bullshit promos and get paid more than any female in professional wrestling has ever been paid before. Like, that doesn't sound like a mistake.
I'm trying to think back. Wasn't there company when we were growing up that used to do that exact same thing with stars? Pay them a bunch of money, give them creative control. They never would wrestle. We'd forget about it sometimes, or they booked them improperly. And then what happened to that company?
I don't know, man. What happened?
Didn't another company buy that company? A little pissant.
It's just like right on the tip of my tongue. I can't quite get it out.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll come to you later. Anyways, man.
Maybe it'll come.
Tony Storm versus Thunder Rosa. Dude, Thunder Rosa, dude. I god damn it, that hurts to say, because like I remember being back at a fucking, what was it? What was their troop show? Fight for the Fallen, right?
Yeah,
I think it was like their first or second Fight for the Fallen. It was right here in North Carolina. We were getting the tease of actually CM Punk. That's when Darby Allin teased CM Punk, because Darby said he was the best in the world. Big Swole was still employed. Big Swole was getting some of the loudest fucking pops whenever she came out and her music hit. But then there was Thunder Rosa shit. And Thunder Rosa's, when her music hit with that metal, it was similar to like the feeling you get whenever Rhea Ripley's music hit. Like people fucking just came unglued for Thunder Rosa.
You got me hip to Thunder Rosa, honestly. I won't lie. You got me on her.
And then now I see Thunder Rosa and I instantly fucking tune out. I'm like, just because they've done. Granted, she was out forever with that back injury.
Right.
But once again, AEW failing to like know how to like present the wrestlers and like.
I like Busted Open Thunder Rosa more than I like AEW Thunder Rosa.
I don't get the reference. What do you mean?
She's on Busted Open, like she was like one of the, that's what she did while she was hurt.
Oh, she was just on their show a lot.
Yeah, she was her.
Got you.
Her and Bubba, they had a really good chemistry. Like I loved her on that. Like I loved her takes. She was fair talking about WWE and AEW. You know what I'm saying? Like she wasn't just like shitting on WWE because she was a wrestler for AEW. Like I like that version of her more than I like this version of her they're presenting right now.
She needs another blood feud like she had with Britt Baker. Like she needs
for them not to take advantage of. Yeah,
fucking
that's
something to just sink her teeth into. She is very talented. I mean, like what she did with Britt was very special. Like what they were able to do. You know, so you would have to think that is there. But just like AEW's presentation just seems to struggle. Like they rely so heavily on what wrestlers can do between the ropes, but you have to get us interested in some of those people so that by the time that bell rings, like we are heavily paying attention.
Right.
And I feel like that's where Thunder Rosa is right now. It's just like, oh, well, this is a fucking talking segment, so tune the shit out. Anyways, her and Tony Storm, they're doing good shit with Tony Storm, man. So,
I'm going Tony Storm with this for sure.
Yeah.
I'm taking Tony.
Tony, her assistant or whatever her name is, Mariah May, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. She was saved by like a Japanese wrestler on Dynamite. There's no explanation on who she is, and then she like kissed her, and I didn't know what was going on, but I was paying attention afterwards. But yeah, and then lastly, you guys, it's Samoa Joe, Swerve Strickland. Are we gonna pull the trigger? We getting Swerve first black champion, AEW Dynasty, make history. Fucking AEW, they turn it around. Good faith in the company all over again. RN, is that what we're getting?
Nope.
I was just saying about nah.
I told you, I'm telling you, Swerve at Wembley.
Swerve at Wembley.
It's either going to be Swerve at Wembley or Ospreay at Wembley. Book it.
Could be both. It could just be Ospreay going for like a different belt.
I think it should be Swerve at Dynasty, Ospreay Swerve in Wembley.
Yeah. Swerve wins at Wembley. Yeah, retains.
No, you ain't gonna. Yeah.
Ospreay's going to win in fucking Wembley, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
a
they
perfect
gotta.
world, but in AEW's
They have.
mind,
They gotta make it right since he got that tattoo. They gotta make it right by him.
I forgot about that shit.
Yeah, he got that tattoo with numbers, and then they were like, "Oh, that's not the real numbers. It was actually like 6,000 less or something." Like, poor guy.
That's fucked up too.
Yeah, that's right. Because he cut an Instagram thing. Where he's like, "I got this fucking tattoo."
Right.
That was it was like me. I got I'm not really into like astrology and shit, but I like the fucking Taurus, and that's my zodiac. I went and got a Taurus tattoo, and then like I read like an article that they had realigned the zodiacs, and I was no longer a Taurus, and I was like, this is fucking bullshit. I'm not acknowledging that calendar. Like, that is not my calendar.
Not my calendar.
Yeah. Anyways, that'll be Dynasty. It's gonna be fun. You guys. It's hard to say. Are you excited for the pay-per-view? We just had fucking WrestleMania over the weekend. There's gonna be some fatigue, but it should be good. Hopefully AEW fucking can wipe this egg off their face and come back strong on Saturday and next Wednesday, and hopefully they don't fucking double down, because that's also that is another possibility. They could fucking just double down. Like, oh, you
and
didn't
it's
like
hard
that?
not to. It's hard not to get up for pay-per-views for AEW because they normally knock them out the box with just the match quality and strength itself. So like, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, but I know they're gonna double down because even Will just said they had something come out with Wade and all them saying that Ospreay really didn't want to do it, and the Bucks really weren't into. Ospreay didn't want to do the shit, talk shit about Triple H, and the Bucks and other people were not into them airing the footage. And then Will said they came out. The Bucks said that they were okay with it. Like, what the fuck are they supposed to say? They got to back up their guy and their executive vice presidents. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they're probably going to double down on it and do something stupid again. I would imagine.
We'll have to wait and see. Who knows, man? Either they can turn around and give us some good product, or it can just be like a dumpster fire that we just like morbidly enjoy watching like take place. So either way, people are going to want to tune in one way or another. I don't think they're at the point now where people are changing the channel just yet, but we'll have to wait and see on that shit. But yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got for us tonight, man. Jax, I appreciate you, man.
Absolutely.
You got an open invitation. Come on.
Sure.
We do these Thursdays. You got an open invitation, my friend. Before I ceremoniously just kick us off the air, Jax, like, if you got anything that you want to plug, you can go ahead and just fucking talk for a second.
Check me out on Sundays over on Botch and Chair Shots on River City Radio with Will and Allison.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Do that.
Smack Raw extended family.
Yeah. And you can check us out, twitch.tv/SmackedRaw. Typically Thursdays, 9:30 p.m. At least that's what we strive for. You can check the replay over at youtube.com/SmackDrawPodcast. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. You can follow us on, like, Twitter and fucking Facebook and shit. We do other stuff. RN and I don't just do wrestling content. I'm a photographer when I'm not doing this. And I'm always posting, like, my latest pictures of, like, dogs and kids and people and shit over on my Facebook, Kyle Tyson. Just check it out. And RN, you've got your kennel business booming, man. What's going on there? He muted himself. He doesn't even know. Yeah. Nope, wrong one. There you go.
I don't know how that happened, but yeah, we got some stuff jumping out. Got my new stud, Deuce Bigelow. Check him out. Got pictures of him up. We got a couple litters about to drop. And we got some stuff cooking with MJB. We'll probably film some shit when we come down and see Kyle in June. So probably do like a Black History Month or something, like make Kyle dress up like Dr. Umar or something. You know what I'm saying? Just to promote the racism piece. You know what I'm saying? So we'll figure it out. But
I don't know who that is, but I'm excited to do it.
Yeah, he's like, no, fuck, dude, I'm down.
Yeah. Oh, I'm totally down. You bringing any of the dogs with you when you come down here?
I was gonna ask you, but I didn't know if that would be like too much, man.
Nah, man. We fucking dude. My dogs are friendly. They might get a little excited at first, but they're pretty chill. Like no, like I don't.
I think maybe I will bring it when you and Adam can do some pictures and shit, like fucking competing pictures for him and shit. Maybe I'll talk to Adam. We'll see. But yeah, that could be a possibility.
If it works for you, it works for me, man. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I got this.
yeah.
I got the space.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, man. And then lastly, of course, before we sign off, remember, if you're struggling with any type of like addiction or mental health issues, don't keep it inside. Reach out, talk to somebody. Don't suffer in silence. RN and I are both recovering alcoholics and have struggled with our own mental health issues as well. And we've learned through the years, talking to each other has provided some of the best healing that we've been able to do. So please, it is taboo for men to talk, but please speak up if you're hurting, and it ain't just for men, just people in general. Reach out and talk. Hell, talk to us, man. Just don't suffer in silence, please.
Facts.
But all right, man, that's gonna do it, man. I appreciate you guys. We'll catch you next week, dude. Y'all have a good one.
See y'all next week.